Quest number 7, Ernest the Chicken. Released January 21st, 2001, along with the first update in the game, opening Draenor Manor.
We start the quest out by speaking to a young woman outside of Draenor Manor named Veronica. She tells us that she was traveling with her fiancé and they got lost. Her fiancé went inside to ask for directions, but that was a while ago. She's asking us to go inside and investigate for her. She tells us that she saw flashes of light on the top floor. We go to the top floor and speak with Professor Odenstein. He tells us that Ernest is that chicken over there. He got turned into a chicken after helping him test his Powlet morph machine. We ask him to change him back, but the machine is broken. The parts from the machine were taken and hidden away by the ghosts inhabiting the manor. He tells us he needs a pressure gauge, a rubber tube, and an oil can.
I'm gonna breeze by the gauge and the tube. There's nothing super special about them. Grab the fish food and the poison, poison the fish food, poison the piranhas in the fountain, grab the gauge, dig up a key, unlock the door, grab the tube, get spanked, run.
Classic cliche pull the candelabra.
This is Odenstein's IQ testing room. It's a simple puzzle that's intended to be done through trial and error using levers and doors. Easy enough. The solution is lever, lever, door, lever, door, lever, lever, door, 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 lever, lever, door, door, lever, door, door, lever, door, door, door. Alright, I'm sorry for how dumb that was. But now we have the oil can, so we're ready to move on. Door.
We give all the items back to Dr. Odenstein, and Ernest is turned back into a human. He gives us a reward, and quest complete. Quest number 8, Vampire Slayer. This is the quest that would kill the unprepared player back in the early days of RuneScape. While the demon from Demon Slayer could be killed relatively early on, the vampire was much more of an endurance battle for low-level players, and still is. We start the quest by speaking with Morgan, a man who just moved to Draenor with his wife. He tells us that the vampire is demanding blood ties from the citizens of the town and must be stopped. He sends us to a retired vampire slayer in Varrock, Dr. Harlow. Dr. Harlow is permanently at the Blue Moon Inn and is constantly drunk. We speak to him and he asks us to buy him a drink. We do so, and he tells us that to kill a vampire, they need to be stabbed through the heart with a wooden stake, pressed in with a special hammer. He also mentions that having garlic will weaken them, and that Morgan should have some in his house. Naturally, having felled a demon and an entire demonic temple of fanatics, I steel myself with silverlight and a few pieces of fish, and endeavor to wet my blade with vampire ashes.
Oh my gosh, he does more than a sardines worth of damage in one hit. I don't think this is gonna work. I need to get something better. To be fair, sardines weren't in the game yet, and I was just using them because they're one of the worst healing foods in the game. Now something better than sardines, and also in the game at this time, cabbages. This is actually an odd change made since the evolution of combat. Most low-tiered fish, which were decent early game foods, are now totally worthless. Alright, full inventory of cabbages, there is no way I lose. I forgot the steak. There are a lot of bots mining here. I guess this is where the Luminite bots start out.
Alright, got the steak, got the cabbages. First try every time, easy. Oh no, I'm gonna lose again. Unless I hit him with the crazy strategies. I unfortunately do not know any crazy strategies. Alright, I'm gonna flinch him. I don't think flinching works in RuneScape 3. Well, that's definitely not how you do it. Alright, I have like 3 health. I'm gonna go train. So with the boosted XP rates with the last video, those skeletons with half a health that were giving me 25 HP, chickens are the same way. Chickens used to have 3 HP or 30, equivalent to what I'm doing here. Now they only have 5, and they give more than double the amount of XP that they used to. It's really fast to level up early here. 10 attack. And I can go equip an iron weapon. There's another change that was made with the evolution of combat. Now iron and bronze are their own separate tier of weapons. Originally, iron and bronze both required level 1 in either attack or defense, depending. Now, they're their own different tiers. Bronze is tier 1 and iron is tier 10. Alright, victory guaranteed this time. I trained for 3 seconds and spent money. I can't lose. That was actually still really close. Quest complete. They made a change where you can put the lamp on any combat skill instead of only attack like it used to be. I'll go ahead and just put it on attack though. Quest number 9, Imp Catcher. Imp Catcher was another quest like Cook's Assistant and Sheep Shearer, where you could immediately complete the quest by having the items ready. Unlike those, this quest was entirely rewritten, and the main NPC was given voice lines. The Wizard Tower is almost entirely voice acted after an update in November of 2012.
My beads! Where are my beads?
Mizgard goes on to explain that another wizard has stolen his precious magic beads with the help of imps and asks us to retrieve them. Naturally, we accept. He hands us a note that explains the imps are located at the 4 elemental rune altars. We go to each of these altars and meet an imp at each one. They've each swallowed one of Mizgog's beads. After we do a simple task for them, they throw up on our shoes and we retrieve the beads out of their vomit. 4 beads later, return to Mizgog and quest complete. Quest number 10, Prince Ali Rescue. This quest was removed in September 2012, replaced with 2 quests, Stolen Hearts and Diamond in the Rough. These introduce the hero character Ozan. Like the replacement for Romeo and Juliet, I want to do this quest when it was released. However, I can't. The quest Icklarin's Little Helper was released in 2005, but it requires Diamond in the Rough to be completed in order to start it. Same with the quest Missing My Mummy from 2009. This is hopefully the only sequence break that I need to do in the entire series. It's very unfortunate that it needs to be done, as it reveals a lot of story elements that just do not exist for another decade. So, quest number 10, Stolen Hearts. This quest, while I wish I did not have to do it right now, is a massive improvement over the original in my opinion. It sets a base for what to expect with modern RuneScape quests, and establishes well-written characters and a looming plot that the character gets to feel deeply involved in. In addition to the writing quality, the voice acting is superb.
Psst! Hey!
Buddy, over here. Yeah, you. I know you, don't I?
The quest starts with Ozan asking us to help him find out what his old friend Noom has gotten himself into. He can't do it because Noom would probably kill him on sight.
An old friend of mine, Noom's his name, seems to have fallen in with a new gang setting up shop here in Drano.
We accept, climb into the cellar, and speak with Noom.
Come on in.
He lets us know that he started a gang called the Skulls, and after we prove that we're crime savvy, he tells us that our initiation is to find the Skulls HQ, as he will not tell us. He also mentions that their best members are currently away on a kidnapping mission in Al-Kharid. Ozan joins us and we follow Noom to the headquarters. Along the way, Noom demonstrates that he's extorting Draenor citizens for their money as well.
Your protection money is due tomorrow. Yours too, Django.
Once we arrive at the HQ, Ozan corners Noom and interrogates him.
Let's have a little chat with
Ozan! Recruit! Now it's time for you to kill someone. Well, what are you waiting for? Unless you're working together?
During this, a woman appears and aims a crossbow at Ozan. She is revealed to be Leela, daughter of the Al-Kharid spy master, Osman. She explains that the kidnapping victim is none other than Prince Ali of Al-Kharid.
But you are too late to stop the kidnapping. The prince went missing while he was touring Lumbridge.
She has been trailing the kidnappers, leading her to this jail. We threaten Noom with a promise to lock him up and feed him nothing but bread. He immediately breaks and tells us that the kidnapping is a handoff, which is happening at the shore nearby. We run there and find the Skulls gang along with 3 others, Lady Kelly and her 2 goons. Lady Kelly takes Prince Ali and demands the heart of the Emir in return, or he dies.
Make one wrong move and I'll kill the prince now!
She then orders the Skulls to kill us, but they refuse and demand their payment. She casts some sort of spell, the Skulls' eyes glow, and they attack us while Lady Kelly flees with the prince. After a very short battle, we loot the ransom note and Leela demands we bring it to her father. She refuses to face him after failing to protect the prince. She gives us a special passphrase so that Ozan is not arrested on the spot, being an exile of Al-Kharid for trying to steal their most precious possession, the Kharid Ib. We arrive in Al-Kharid and find the palace is on lockdown, and the guards will not let us in. Instead, we go from rooftop to rooftop in order to get to the roof of the palace. This part, as far as gameplay goes, is the only miss in this quest. Everything else flows perfectly, but unfortunately, on every obstacle you have to wait for Ozan to complete the jump. It doubles the time spent on each section and really makes it feel slow. Otherwise, comparatively to what we've done so far, this quest is incredible. We arrive at the palace and overhear a political discussion from the Emir of Al-Kharid, Osman the Spymaster, and Jabari, who is an ambassador from the neighboring kingdom of Minifos. Throughout the conversation, we learn a few things that tell us the importance of what we're doing. The Emir is on his deathbed right now, and the prince is missing. Once the Emir dies and the prince is not found, Minifos will almost certainly declare war on Al-Kharid, which will have no leader, in order to try to take control of the desert. The one thing the Emir demands to keep safe above all else, even more so than the prince, his own son, is the Kharid Ib, which we learn is the heart of the Emir that Lady Kelly demanded. Ozan decides to take matters into his own hands, as he believes the Kharid Ib is just a diamond. Having attempted to steal it before, he leads us right to the treasure room. Through a conveniently open window, he ties a rope and we climb down. We solve a puzzle and get a huge diamond, while also setting off an alarm. Osman corners us and we explain the situation, giving him Leela's passphrase. We give him back the Kharid Ib, and he has us speak to the Emir, who is still adamant about not letting it leave Al-Kharid, but never explains why.
The Kharid stays here. No exceptions.
Ozan presses the Emir to see reason, and the Emir dies in front of us.
If, as you say, you wish to save my son, then I beg you to do so. But you are not taking my heart.
Ozan is devastated by this and leaves. We speak to Osman, who pardons our theft attempt and allows Ozan to return from exile. We are given an award for helping the city of Al-Kharid and told that when Osman devises a plan to get Prince Ali rescued, he will let us know. Quest complete. Very quickly, I should explain why I didn't want to do this quest this early. It's not because of the story or the characters. In fact, this quest sets them all into the story and introduces Osmond, Ozan, and Lady Kelly, also the rest of the desert, incredibly well. That's the problem. It's too good. The writing is disproportional to the quest we're going to do following it. That said, it does give us a taste of what's to come when we do get to the quest released much later in the game. Quest number 185. Diamond in the Rough. The only quest I have to do out of order. Direct sequel to the previous quest, we speak with Osmond, who tells us he's come up with a plan. We get Ozan and go back into the vault. Osmond tells us that the Kareed Ib is in the heavy statue from the previous quest. He's very political about it, however, and makes sure to say that he has nothing to do with this.
I'm not asking you anything. I'm not telling you anything, and I'm certainly not helping you to steal anything. Are we clear on that?
But he helps us get the Kareed Ib out of the palace. On paper, Ozan effectively steals the Kareed Ib. This means that if anything happens to it, Ozan is going to be held accountable. Osmond warns Ozan that if someone stole it and didn't return with it, their fate would be much worse than banishment. We head toward Shantae Pass and speak with Shantae. He speaks with an echoed voice and says,
"Where are you taking me?"
Excuse me? We're not taking you anywhere. Me and my friend here are heading into the desert.
I do not wish to go there. I'm scared.
He snaps out of it and we proceed past him. The Kareed Ib is removed from the statue and reveals a sundial near us. We point the sundial towards the god Het, and it shines a beam of light. We follow the beam to another sundial and are ambushed by bandits. The bandit king speaks in an echoed voice like Shantae did, once again begging to go home. Our character realizes it's the Kareed Ib talking through other people. The bandit snaps out of it and engages us. We quickly kill all of them and proceed. We fix this sundial, and it points another beam of light. We are led to a patch of sand where the next sundial should be. Instead, we start sinking in quicksand. No matter how we try to get out, the quicksand pulls us in. We end up underground in a tunnel system next to a sundial. The Kareed Ib is taken by a small beetle. Fixing this sundial points us down a cave we follow.
Can you hear
Following
that?
the cave leads us to an open area full of dung calfites.
Why did it have to be dung calfites?
We slice open their balls of poop until we find the Kareed Ib. Once we do, a light from the ceiling shines and Leela talks to us from above.
Is someone down there?
She drops us a rope and we fill her in on what's going on. We use the final sundial and Leela tells us it's pointing towards an ancient temple of Amaskut, the Devourer. We go there and find Lady Kelly and her goons Aru and Apep, who is holding Prince Ali behind his crescent blade. We hand over the Kareed Ib after it begs us not to through Heru and Apep.
You can't make me. I want to go home.
Lady Kelly begins talking to herself, ignoring what Ozan and Leela are saying to her. She says how she's been hunting for this for centuries. Ozan calls her crazy, which makes her very angry.
Crazy! You dare call me crazy! I am beautiful! I am powerful! I'll pop your limbs from their sockets! I'll strip the flesh from your bones! I'll devour your soul! I'm not crazy! I am a goddess! I am Amaskut!
She reveals herself to be the goddess Amaskut and orders Apep and Heru to kill us before disappearing into the desert. We kill Apep and Heru and free Prince Ali. We tell him of his father's death. Ozan goes to find a way to get the Kareed Ib back. Leela, the prince, and I return to the palace, and the new emir is crowned, and Osmond rewards us. We get to see an epilogue of Amaskut talking to the ambassador from the previous quest. They reveal the emir's death was Amaskut's doing through the ambassador poisoning his incense. Amaskut also reveals another god, Scarabus, attempted to intervene in her plan with the dung calphite stealing the Kareed Ib, which she says places Scarabus in her crosshairs.
You have shown yourself to be a most efficient agent, and for that you must be rewarded.
Quest complete, and no more doing quests out of order. I'm gonna destroy these lamps and then just claim them again when I'm supposed to be able to get them. I'm level 3 agility and thieving. Well, those skills aren't out yet. My account is destroyed. Okay, that animation was terrible.
The next quest requires a little bit of training before I can accept it. I need 5 smithing, so I checked to see how people trained smithing back in 2001. The biggest difficulty I ran into was that there was no bank back then, at least not for items. Banking only allowed for gold to be stored, so any smithing training I needed to do has to be mined, smelted, and smithed in one go. I did this for 2 trips and got level 5 smithing. Quest number 11, Dorics Quest. This quest was redone in October of 2012, replacing it with the quest What's Mine Is Yours. This will be the last redone quest that we need to do out of order of release date. We start the quest by speaking to Doric in his smithy north of Falador. He tells us that almost all of his regular customers are not renewing their contracts. We offer to help him by making high quality equipment in order to entice the White Knights to buying more from him. He has us get high quality copper and tin from around Asgarnia and Misselin. When we mine at each of these locations, we're attacked by a rock creature. We kill them and move on, but at the 4th location, we spot a cloaked dwarf and a wizard tampering with the rocks. After getting all the ore, we make 2 weapons and have them ornamented. We take the weapons to the White Knight's castle and are met by the Squire of Ceramic. He tells us that someone from Dorics has already arrived. We confront the imposter to find out that he is Boric, Doric's son. We force Boric to his father's smithy, and they have a long conversation about how Boric felt abandoned when Doric sent him away to college in the dwarven city of Keldagrin. Doric explains that he did this so he could be better and greater than he was, and Boric begins to understand, and apologizes for what a fool he's been. Doric's smithy rebrands as Doric and Son, and they make a business together. They have us create a sign and display armor, and remove the rubble in the mine below the smithy. Quest complete. Quest number 13, Witch's Potion. Like Sheepshear, this quest was converted into a mini-quest. We speak to Hetty, a witch living in Remington. She offers us an opportunity to increase our skill in the dark arts. We accept, and she has us bring 4 items. I have Newt, Tail of Rat, Burnt Meat, and an Onion. We bring her those items, and drink from her cauldron, increasing our magic level. Mini-quest complete. The next quest needs a bit more training. I need to get tin smithing and cooking. Cooking was an interesting one for me. I always treat cooking and fishing as 2 skills that are leveled up together. However, fishing doesn't exist yet, and I need to be able to bake pies. I found that early cooking actually went with combat. Killing chickens, cows, bears, or rats would drop raw meat, which would later be changed to raw chicken or raw beef, etc. I killed chickens for a while and got tin cooking, and went way back to the mines and got tin smithing. Quest number 14, The Knight's Sword. Released April 6, 2001 under the name The Sword. In Falador Castle grounds, we speak with Squire Azrael. He tells us that he lost Sir Vivan's heirloom sword. We offer to make him a new one. He tells us that only the Encamdo dwarves can make such a weapon, but they're very elusive these days. He recommends we speak with Reldo, the Varrock librarian. We do so. Reldo tells us that the Encamdo died out a long time ago from invading barbarians, with only a few survivors who immigrated to the area south of Port Sarim. From what he's heard, they are reclusive and do not speak with outsiders, but they do love red berry pie. I travel there and meet a dwarf, offer him a red berry pie that I cooked earlier.
I'd never say no to a red berry pie. They're great stuff. By Gothics, that was a good pie. Anyone who makes pie like that has got to be alright.
Thurgo the Encamdo dwarf agrees to make me a sword if we can show him what it looked like. We enter Sir Vivan's room in the castle and steal a picture of his father holding the sword. On my way back, I remember that I need goblin armor for the next quest. I kill about 100 of them and get the 3 sets I need. Then, I go into the nearby cave to get a lump of blurite that I need for the sword. I go in, and am attacked by thugs, pirates, hobgoblins, and ice elemental warriors. I get to the ore, and I realize I forgot my pickaxe. I go all the way to Bob's Axes in Lumbridge and return to get attacked by thugs, pirates, hobgoblins, and ice elemental warriors. But I end up mining the blurite ore and take it to Thurgo. He makes us a replica of the sword. We return it to the Squire.
Just remember to call in with some pie next time.
Quest complete. Before the quest, I quickly have Aggie the Witch and Draenor make me some dyes. Then, I use the dyes on the armor. Quest number 15, Goblin Diplomacy. This quest is the only remaining quest where you can start with all the items and complete the quest immediately. The village goblins are in civil war over the best color of armor to wear, green or red. We speak to the generals and offer to help them decide and propose a different color. They want to try orange, so we give them the orange armor. They don't like it and ask for blue, and they still don't like it. Then they ask for brown, which is their current armor color, and they love it. They thank me for the help and give me a gold bar. Quest complete. Quest number 16, Pirate's Treasure. We speak to Redbeard Frank outside of Port Sarum's pub and tell him we're in search of treasure. He tells us he knows of some, but he wants rum from the island of Karamja in return. He mentions that the custom officers are cracking down on spirits and will not allow any aboard their ships. We travel to Karamja and buy Karamjan rum from the bar. I pick 10 bananas and head to this building on the dock. I speak with the man inside and ask him if he could hire me. He requests I fill the crate outside with 10 bananas. I do, and I also sneak in the bottle of rum. He pays me 30 gold and I sail back to the mainland. I grab an apron, then enter the food shop and speak to Wyden. I ask for a job, he grants it since I look prepared with my apron, and I head inside the back and grab my rum. I deliver it to Redbeard Frank and he tells me the story of the pirate captain One-Eyed Hector. He was killed by the authorities out at sea. Redbeard here was one of the only survivors. He escaped with the key that he gives me and tells me it will unlock a chest in the Blue Moon Inn. I head there and find the chest. Inside is a note that reads, "Visit the City of the White Knights, in a park, Saradomin faces the X, which marks the spot." Before I go, I need a spade. I go to Varrock General Store, and while they don't sell it, we can steal one from upstairs. In Falador Park, there's an X made of rocks that only shows up when I increase the graphics settings. I dig there, and a gardener decides to defend his work by whacking me with a shovel. I respond by stabbing him with my dagger. I dig up his flowers anyway, quest complete. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm trying really hard to get better at editing and narrating this as I go, so any advice you may have for me is super appreciated. I now have content unlocked up to September 23rd, 2001, which is huge because I now have the ability to use the bank for more than just gold. In episode 2.5, I'll go more in depth of what I've unlocked, but for those of you going straight to episode 3, I'll see you for Dragon Slayer.